Hi guys, how's it going? It's Dragonball Z here with another Dokkan Battle video. So today guys, we're going to be reviewing some of the new demon units that dropped as part of the Super Dragon Ball Hero collaboration event. So the units we're going to be looking at are, we're going to look at this Goddess Toa, this Demon God Dabura. I've just got this extra Super Saiyan Cumber here just as an extra unit in the team because, you know, I didn't get the Dark Mask King, so he's just running him as an extra unit. And then we've got the Awakening here for Mira. And then we've got the Black Mask Saiyan after his Dokkan Awakening, and we're also running this free-to-play Salza card. So the point of having each of these units are literally the Toa there is for the leader skill because she's a Dragon Ball Heroes leader, plus 150% across all stats, and she also provides awesome support. The Dabura is quite a good unit because he can have plus 200% defense when he's facing one enemy, or he has a high chance of actually dodging enemies when he's facing multiple enemies, which is quite good. So the Mira and the Black Mask Saiyan are both there to provide just damage in this team. The Black Mask Saiyan, I can get him up to about 2.5 million because he gets an attack and defense plus 160% and an additional 60% attack if he's got enough units in the field. Then we have the Salza here, who is going to give us a chance of actually hitting critical hits, and is up to an attack plus 120%, and then also has like 60% defense. So defensively this unit is not the best, but it's still quite good for free to play and can potentially as well seal super attacks. So we're going to test this team out against the new Time Patrol event. Big shout out to Agent Pingu for the thumbnail. Please check him out over on Twitter and Instagram. I will leave links to his social media accounts in the description below. So for the first stage, we are taking on the first form of the Supreme Kai of Time. Not sure if the transform version has a special name, as I only casually follow heroes and never played the Xenoverse games. We're running a friend Vegito as we couldn't find another Toa, but he links well with the Masked Vegeta and the Cumber on this actual team. The first stage is pretty easy, and as expected the team was able to beat the event fairly easily. Especially will have greater difficulty as when we go against the later stages of this run, of this event. So let's see how much damage here we can hit with Black Mask Saiyan when he's linked up with Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. See what we do in a second. 1.95 million, that's not too bad. He's 69% in the ability system, so it's not that bad. And then 1.5 million for Vegito. It's nice in animation that the Galactic Super, well, the Galactic what's the name of it again? Galactic Spirit Sword, that's the one I was looking for. So we're all now onto the second stage here. I think this is where things start to get a little bit more tricky for me in running this team. Really debating here what's the best sort of defensive layout here. I think we end up using Mira in the defensive position there, and then we use Dabura there, who's primarily there to dodge, and then we're trying to use the Cumber to reduce attack and defense. A lot of damage there, so this just shows you that these units defensively aren't that great, and even offensively they're not hitting that hard. So the Mira is only 55%, so his Dokkan Awakening isn't that great, but the Demon King Dabura seems to hit harder. One thing I do notice about that is that just overall the stats for all these units in this team are not the best. So this affects the overall attack output and the defensive output, and they totally just kind of rely on the fact that their passives have attack and defense reduction on the opponents, or stun the opponents, or seal the opponent's super attack. That's a way I think this team's supposed to be designed. This is a good example, guys, here of how this team just is designed to reduce attack and defense. We've seen Black Mask Saiyan there reducing the attack and defense of the opponent. So that's what the most of this team actually ends up doing. So it makes it quite good for events like Super Battle World, where you can constantly attack, where you can constantly reuse them to reduce attack, defense, stun, seal super attacks. But see, for more difficult events here like Infinite Dragon Ball History or the Legendary Goku event or this new Time Patrol event, it doesn't really work in the later stages. So right now it works in the early stages. We can easily reduce their attack and we're not going to use any items or do anything here. And there we go. Super Mira's still only hitting for about 1 million. But the team itself, as you can see, is doing a lot of attacking and defense reduction right now against Trunks. It doesn't really matter that even that Dabura had type disadvantage there, was taking no damage. And here we'll expect probably Black Mass Saiyan to actually finish him off. He hits quite hard. The other thing I've noticed about this team as well that makes it more difficult for this type of event is that its health is just really low. So you see here the max health is only like 370k or 370,000 HP. Whereas in most other Dokkan Festival teams that you'll be running, you're probably getting somewhere between the 450,000 to 500,000 range. And even in certain teams, you can see them go all the way up to as high as 600,000. Certainly I did a run which was mainly made up of all LRs, and that had about 600,000 HP. So that's another downside to this. So we're taking on the Super Saiyan 3 Goku here, and I think at this point you can no longer seal him, and this is where we start to get into some difficulties with his run, start taking some large amounts of damage. As you see, 45,000 there, it's not really good enough. Defensively, these units, we reduce the defense of them. I think that's all we can do at this point, and then somehow surprisingly Mira is quite tanky there. So we only had like 1500, we almost died at this point. We're quite lucky to survive that last round. And then I think the Dabura and the Black Mass Saiyan here will result in us surviving this round because we'll get a Dokkan attack. So the Dabura is really good for defense purposes because he gets plus 200% defense when he's facing one opponent, which is very nice. And this Dabura is slightly stronger because I do have one dupe in him, whereas a lot of the other units in the team is just 55%. As you can see here though, he's only now reducing defense, makes it more difficult to actually rely on the rest of the units here to take the tank. I feel like we were really lucky here to survive against this Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And then here we'll see the Salsa. We start taking a lot of damage here, despite the boost that they're getting from the Tor. 60,000 is a lot of damage. The Tor itself hits fairly hard at 1 million, but it's not the greatest in the sort of the current meta. And that's the other thing about this team, the attack output is just genuinely quite low compared to other Dokkan Festival teams. The only real hard hit I've seen in this team is so far is the Black Mass Saiyan Vegeta. But the Dabura can hit quite hard if you've got the right support units. You can hit close to 1.7 million. Whereas the Vegeta with being paired up with Tor can hit around about 2.5 million in damage. So here we see like we decided to actually use an item here to try and beat the event. And this makes her quite tanky against the Vegeta because of the type advantage here, with Mira. 38,000 off a super attack is not bad, but then you only hit him for 700,000. And for a top tier team, you really want them to be hitting all close to 2 million now. Makes it more challenging to try to beat events like this with a weaker team, mind you. So if you want a challenge, you can try and do this. put Vegito here in the first slot, getting a bit of a boost from the Demon Goddess Tora, and then we give all the green orbs to the Salton. He's getting like about 1.7 million on this team. He's only 55%. No, this is the friend ones. I can't remember what it was. The friend one was like 79% maybe. My own one is only 55%. I'm thinking about, which we're not running on this team. In case you hadn't already noticed that. Though I'm not doing a lot of damage there. It's interesting, like she's Dokkan Fetch. Well, she's not Dokkan Fetch, but she's a summonable unit, and she hits about the same amount of damage as the free-to-play one. So spoilers alert guys, we're just about to die when we actually get to face against adult Gotenks. So my overall thoughts for these units are, they are good in terms of the abilities, but they're awful for events where you can't reduce attack and defense, or stun the enemy, or end up sealing the enemy. And another drawback with them is just the overall attack output and defense output now is just a bit far too low in comparison to other teams that you can use. So overall, I think these sort of demon units should just be added to other teams, and they shouldn't be run together for more difficult events. I did also kind of test the team out on the extreme unit stage of the Extreme Super Battle Road. It's only available in the JP version of the game at the minute, and they didn't perform that great. They're sort of their ability to seal, stun and reduce attack and defense wasn't really good enough, because the other units still hit too hard, and there wasn't enough time to reduce the attack and defense properly. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the review of the units. Let me know in the comments below if you disagreed. If you liked the video, please give it a like, and also please remember to subscribe to the channel, and remember hit that notification bell so you can be made aware of my latest videos when they go live. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, and I'll let you just watch me die here now. Thanks, bye.